book of love is on our heart right now, babies. And that's where we get that new start. Yes, indeed. So don't let yourself go sinking in what you're thinking, man. Get out of that brain of yours, man. Let that thing have a little rest. We've already put it to the test and it flunked, you know. Now we got to give the heart the strum and stroll, the avenue, don't you know, and the full presence on it too, man. Get it up there on the highway of life, babies, and end all of our strife and live a doggone good life, I'd say. Wouldn't you? Hey, how many of you noticed there was old Grandpa Coyote's page there? Well, my personal page, Peter Coyote. They made me take the Grandpa off because it's not on my legal name. Isn't that weird? But anyway, they're on the Peter Coyote page. Coyote's always with a K. I got a little cover photo up there. It's got that red rock country down there around Monument Valley there in northern Arizona and southern Utah. Man, ooh, that red rock country. Your soul is always free down there, man. I don't care how harsh the weather is, you know. And even if you didn't come equipped, that land is magic. It's going to take care of you somehow. See, that's Mother's heart, man. And if you're in like a grok state with that land, it'll be in a grok state with you, and it'll treat you really fine, man. I'm telling you. Yeah, so we probably ought to get a bus and go cruising down there this summer. Or maybe the summer's a little hot. Maybe this fall we should do that, you know. Grandpa's still here. I'm working on that Dream Central over there at the Coyote Club, man. Gotta get us a bus, man. Gus. Hop on the bus, Gus. Drop off to Keeley. Let's go out with Grandpa Coyote and party across the country, don't you see? Well, we do a little of it. I mean, mainly I just like the portability of it. And then I like having a little party wagon we can go camping in every now and then. But primarily, it's a portable radio studio. That's what we got to do. And a hangout joint, too, you know. Because you can sit there. I'll put a sound booth in it, you know. So I can sit there and rock and roll and not be disturbed by everybody that's hanging out, don't you know. Yet if I want to get you on the medicine show, I'll just, you know, abscond you from your table and bring you into the sound booth for a minute or two. Or I'll have a cable out there on a mic, one of the two, you know. But anyway, so we can talk to a few of you as we're, you know, moving around. I really want to get a few more of our locals on here, get some little quips and quotes from them as to the Crestonia adventure and what it's meant to them. This little place has got it on, man. See, and that's why, you know, till we get things really settled in this place, we ain't going nowhere. Well, we might go partying and traveling in the desert a bit, I mean, but, you know, we're not going anywhere with the Brother Love's Traveling Salvation Medicine show. Until we get this place even in its flow. Once we got that, then we got something to share everywhere, you see. Then we got a glow on, man. Then we won't have no issues anywhere, man. Besides that, we'll have free homemade donuts for the cops everywhere we go, because we'll put a little donut studio in there somewhere too, man. So we'll be all right no matter what happens in this reality. We'll buy ourselves off every time, man. Hey, you want a donut, Ossifer? Some of those ossifers like the donuts with a little highly charge in them too, you know. But you can only get those in Colorado. Anywhere else, forget it, man. But you can get them over here. Well, they might have some up in Washington and Alaska. I don't know if California is ever going to legalize, but I'll bet the minute they do, they'll have several marijuana, Mary Jane donut emporiums pop up all of a sudden. It's just the way California is. Of course, I don't know. It's far more in prison down there. Police stated out, so maybe the verve has gone out of it right now. But people, don't let this police state hang it down. Don't even let the suckers hang around, man. Be in a good attitude. Be in the gratitude attitude. And they can't touch you, baby. You see, I've done this a lot in my life, you know. I didn't really realize what I was doing early on, but I did it. You just kind of carry this glow about you, you know. You just stay kind of happy out there moving around the country. And, you know, there's this little ball of love that surrounds you. And like, you know, the cops will not even bother you anywhere you go, man. The babes might chase you around a little bit if you're a guy, or the guys if you're a gal, man. Because, I mean, you got the glow on. You got the glow on, man. But you're equipped. You can deal with that. Hell, you've been doing it all your life, ain't you, baby? I thought so. Yeah, so have I, man. Shoot. I had to fight him off in the nursery, man. Oh, I'm such a exaggerator at times, eh? Here's to the exaggerator in us all, 'cause it loves colorful stories, man, and it just likes to emphasize them a little bit. Yeah, here we go, babies. It's the rock and roll Grandpa Coyote's Coyote Medicine Show, don't you know where else but exclusively with you in your heart on the Hazy Radio Network. Oh, yeah, baby, now you got to start. See, we don't like letting nobody down. We like everybody hanging around. Boy, my coffee pot's growling there in the background. Hope this mic ain't picking it up. But if it is, wake up and smell the coffee, baby. You know, I can't help it if my percolator likes to growl a little bit. Goodness gracious. You ought to see the beautiful day spreading our way right now here in the Rocky Mountain High. Got that Sangre de Cristo glow to it, that, you know, red gold, man, glow in the sunrise as it's spreading this way and the shadow of the mountain is dissipating right before our very eyes. Looking to the west here, hugged up against the mountains to the east here, which are by coincidence named the Sangre de Cristo, because when the Spaniards first came here, that's what they saw, was that red gold glow on the mountains, and they were like on their knees and making the sign of the cross and all that, because they were a bunch of religious fanatics, you know. But that's how these mountains got their name, and it's funny, they retain that red gold glow. Just about every morning you see it, and every evening too, but especially in the mornings. It's gorgeous at night, though, when it's going down to... Well, you know what's really spectacular is when you get the Sangre de Cristo glow all the way across the sky, and it reflects back from the west into the eastern mountains as if the sun's coming up in the west. And it'll do that. We have that effect here every now and then. It might last 5 minutes, might last 5 seconds, might last a half hour, but we get that effect every now and then. And when these Sangre de Cristos are alive with that red glow, red gold glow, oh my goodness, you've never seen anything like it in your life. That's why a lot of people can't leave here. We're so addicted to the high energy, these mountainous places, and the spectacular beauty that we are surrounded by here, man. It's just unfreaking real. And it's all in how you feel about it, too, of course. You know, some people here don't even notice it. You know, they've lived here 5, 10 years, and they're like, huh? Most folks do, though, I tell you. Most folks live here because of that. That's a good part of this story. That's why I want to get the Crestonia story out there from a few little individual forms that have made the transition here and that have lived here for a while and are not numb to the spectacular high energy beatific wonder that we live in. I mean, this place is unique in this world. It has an energy all itself, and it's drawn everybody from the Druids and the Illuminati and the CIA and the FBI to little humble souls like myself. There's hippies living from hand to mouth for the rest of forever, man, I'm telling you. A bunch of sweet souls been drawn here. It's really amazing. Because this is one of those gathering points. You know, there are these places all around this earth where good hearts are meant to gather together as we proceed in our transition into the age of truth, man. Yeah, okay, I'm sorry to use such archaic terminology. What else could you call it? The blue star, yeah, the time of the blue star, when everything lightens up, man, and Earth retains her presence as the blue star that she is, man, right there at the center of creation. And we, of course, are active babies coming back to life inside, take the magic carpet ride and become her effusive creation that surrounds her, man. Yeah, see, that's what we be here, you know. So we're just walking that direction each and every day here, Monday through Friday, on the Coyote Medicine Show. Where else but your ever-loving, sweethearted... Oh, I'm so emotional. Hazy Radio Network. I love him so. See that? She is such a sweetheart, man. Anybody put up with this old coyote for this long, I'd be all right, wouldn't you say, man? Maybe she and I should get hitched up and, you know, take a honeymoon to the moon or something, you know. Oh, God. Well, Zeta, we love you, but nah, we would never threaten you like that. Gee whiz, that's a sentence worse than death for many women, man. Because if you got to live around a coyote, oh my goodness, it's a difficult journey. Just ask any of the well, I can't even come up with a number of the several beautiful and present and loving beings that I've always hung out with, but have had the pleasure of sharing some intimate company with here and there along the way in one form or another. Babies, I embrace you all, and thank you for, being patient with me and helping me see the way, man, because, I didn't always know, When you grow up as a male presence in a warped reality like I did, things get greatly exaggerated, especially sexual energies, and they can get out of hand sometimes, you know what I mean? And they always blew me away because I'm so damn sensitive, I could be the most womanizing son of a gun you ever seen, but when it come right down to cases, man, I'm like, wow, so sensitive. And, I rarely shared myself that way. Not anything like the people around me, and everybody thought I was such a libertine because I was good at conveying images, But anybody got to know me, got to know the old puppy dog side of me, because I couldn't do that any other way. If I wasn't totally flat in love, I wasn't going there. How about you? You feel that way? Even today, man, especially now after all the experience I've been through, bruised and battered a bit by it all, but come out of it all right. But especially since all that, your heart tends to want to be guarded. It doesn't want to let anybody in, never again, it says with a grin, right? But see, we're made to be loved and to be lovers. Look at our equipment, etc. And our fascination with one another, etc. It may be warped and greatly exaggerated in its expressions in the past, but how else you going to get past it if you don't go through some of that, So you do. But where does that get you? Right where we are right now, where we're willing to expand beyond, our sweethearted tendencies and really find what love is and live it. Be that, age of the blue star. Yes, indeed. See, that's Mother Earth and Sun joined as one. That's what the age of the blue star is. When life retains its real presence, there's no longer a filter over our projector called the sun that we see outside of ourselves hanging out in the sky, but which in reality lives in you and I and all the rest of the things you see in creation, all the human beings too, as the children of light, and in the Mother Earth herself. All life glows with the sunlight. See, we've been in an upside-down, topsy-turvy world where it seemed that all those things were kind of separated from one another. The sun's in the sky. But look, is there any separation of sun and earth? Not at all. That light is here all the time, day and night. And the stars shine bright. There's always the sunlight. Always. It never goes away. See, this is the indication that the separation ain't real. That light can just as easily absorb in here and become us as it can hang in the sky or live at the center of the earth as a bunch of molten rock. You got to think about now what's making that furnace go down there inside of Mother Earth. You see, we've only got like an 8 to 12 mile crust on top of all that molten lava, according to what the scientific drilling folks tell us. Don't you be messing with it like they did in Atlantis now, you silly kids. Oh. Sink us all, man. Oh, that was then, this is now. As we're sinking, we're arising, you see. People are seeing through because they're trying to put the big bite on, the Illuminati types, the shadowy government types, and all these pinheads we got as politicians. Oh my God, what a lousy crop this year, man. Well, it never is a good one, so I guess I shouldn't complain, should I? But it just becomes so much of a joke that even the worst of us, the most brainwashed bimbo out there, can see through it nowadays. And anybody that would vote for any of these people, especially those two that seem to think they're the leaders, one's not. One's going down pretty hard one of these days. Well, in fact, I think they all will in a way. I don't want to see anybody, have to go through hell to get to paradise, yet we've all done it, see? So I don't wish a curse on anybody, but I just wish blessings of enlightenment. That's what we're going to share here in a little while with one of our governmental entities. It's kind of a key figure here a bit, so I want you warming up, getting your heart. We're giving you some awesome tuna. Just wanted to get warmed up with now, ain't we? You betcha. This is our day. This is our way. This is our time. This is when we come out to play and show them, hey, hey. There might be another way here beyond this world of military industrialism and the finely chemicalized agriculture that goes with it that just wants to destroy the earth. It has no conscious presence in it. Oh, it's always going to be this way. Don't worry about it. Spray that shit on your crops. Big deal, man. Plant this morphodided seed, Big deal. Right. And they think about it. We've talked about the insanity of it before, and the terrible emptiness that drives people to such empirical places where they're completely isolated from all others except for the controllers that work through them. So they're zombies just like the rest of us. And it's hard to hold any judgment on them because of that. See, that insanity is even bigger than we are, yet it's an aspect of ourselves we've come here to rodeo down and bring it around. And guess what? It's just been found. You see, we share the energy of this wealthy heart with even dumb sons of bitches like that all across the board, man. The Illuminati on down, the Illuminati on up, because there's ups above them too. They're just barely the visible hidden presence, you see. The reality is we're all mesmerized and under a bit of control by forces beyond ourselves in this reality. But waking up is seeing that and no longer being that. It comes through you in the form of programming, conditioning, cultural training, behavioral attitudes that you acquire from the world around you that are essentially programmed into you. A lot of it's right there in your genetics, comes from your past too. But it is programming. It is external energies messing around with you, the likes of you. See, we've been like kind of in prison. We've been a grand experiment here. How far can creation go from itself without destroying itself? Or would it? Could it? Well, babies, we've taken ourselves down in a lot of ways. In the ancient past, human beings blew up planets, and we're trying to work that way again. Look at our military insanity here. If you know anything about the secret space programs, if you've been keeping tabs on that, well, you know that such weaponry does exist again, that they have this kind of stuff as well as free energy and, space travel, anything else you want to name. It's all there. And a lot of people that are in that biz, even the military, want to get out of that biz, but want that business out with them, so the people can have the benefit of it. It's been held back from us for over 100 years, man, maybe hundreds for all we know. But just the same, it's there, and these people have created it and turn it into another military industrial machine and use all kinds of mind conditioning and controls on the people they employ there, etc. Become a whole breakaway society. Developing the technologies and refining them, and guess what? The weaponry won't mount to a hill of shit. And what does shit do when you leave it in the sun? It melts down into fertilizer, okay? We're trying not to be too disgusting, but that's the reality we're looking at there in the military-industrial way. So what comes out of that shit is the basic elements that are needful and necessary for the blossom of humanity to grow. And those are the elements we'll retain out of it, you see. Now I'm warming you up. I am, little by little here, getting you ready for the big play today on the Coyote Medicine Show. Well, it ain't going to be that big. We're just going to flow a little energy in a certain direction and see what happens. I don't want to give it too much build-up, then it won't work. Kind of funny how that goes. You start getting a little hooty, feeling, oh, we're going to get then you lose it, Well, you don't really lose it. You just lose your ability to be that way and project your energies that way, see? So what we're really doing is demonstrating to ourselves the power of the unified heart by allowing ourselves to dabble around with it a little bit here and project our energies as a unity heart to certain areas of life that are in desperate need of some settling down and coming around. How about that? You catching on your side of town? By golly, this old hound is, let me tell you, it's like, wow. We're getting out of this prison, man. I think I came here with a key hidden in my backside somewhere, man, and finally it's coming out, Turned the key in the lock, and baby, the prison disappeared. Didn't just open the door. The prison walls are dissolving away. The dimensional realities are coming into play. You see, the restriction, the prison has been the 3D, and the time that went with it, which some people consider fourth. Myself, well, I don't see it. I see it multidimensionally, but I don't see the levels ever being divided in any way. So to me, there's a singular expression of life in all of what we see as divided dimensions. It's just like right now, here in this lifetime, we're living every lifetime we ever lived in time, at the same moment. A lot of times there's amazing synchronicity between, even though vast and varied in our experience there and the places we grow up in and so forth. You know what I mean? It's just amazing. We have been through it, babies, all of it. That's why we're getting to it now, where we finally are coming back and bringing forward this age of the blue star, where everything becomes truthful and therefore peaceful. First and foremost, honesty inside of ourselves. And what does that involve? Learning how to really feel, to allow yourself to feel. And in that feeling, there's a unity that joins your heart, mind, and soul presence, which are all basically the same thing anyway. But it joins all of these elements which have seemed so divided inside of us as a singular presence, working in perfect synchronicity and harmony with the reality around it, which has been our truth since day one, but we didn't know that. And while it seems like we're destroying our Mother Earth and just don't give a good two hoots about her, in this industrial day and age, the insanity's grown beyond belief, Babies, those people are coming back to life. Sanity is being able to see what you've been doing and not doing it anymore, if it's been abusive like that. And definitely within a few years, this planet would die. The way things are going right now, with the industrial greed that's going on, and the military armaments, and all the secret programs being employed against the people, and all the pollution that goes with that, babies, it's over. It's only a matter of time before we destroy our oceans with the oil wells and the radiation, etc., see? So you could call that a fatalistic approach, but I'm looking at practical reality, see? That's why we make this move now. And then we dissolve away this sick and injured earth and join with our true earth. You see, it's hidden just beneath the surface here. Sometimes I tell people it's 15, 20 feet down. All we got to do is get all this dirt out of the way, man, and we'll have our life back. And what that really means, because it's a bit metaphorical, but it's a very real thing too in the 3D. It is 15, 20 foot down, though you'd never notice it if you dug down, though you go right through it. It's there. You see, and the way we remove the dirt, dissolve down the bullshit here, inside of ourselves. All of the programming and conditioning has to, of necessity, change. And the only programming and conditioning we can allow or accept or employ in this reality becomes the energy of the heart, of true creation, of the mother love inside of us. There's the blue star, the golden light of the mother heart. When you put it up in the sky, it has a blue image to it too, right? See? And Mama's so aqua. She has so much water here, well. When you enlighten the water, she appears as a blue star, see? Truth be, that's the way we appear too in our enlightened forms, which is where we're moving to as we go through this little process here of awakening. See, I told you it's a morning wake-up call in so much mode. That Red Rock Country's calling us, don't you know? That's the heart of the Mother Earth. So, before we go projecting our energies outward, let's tune in to the resonation down there in the Red Rock Country, in that area where we know there's one of those crystalline projectors that has our personal history and the whole history of the Earth wrapped up in it, and that we're connected with. But just don't go trying to get anything out of it. Just acknowledge its presence there. Acknowledge the presence of the heart in that Red Rock Country and of your energetic connection with it. And just let the energy radiate back and forth a little bit, you see. It's a pretty see, that's part of our early beginnings, at least in one aspect of our dimensional reality, 3D, I mean. That's where the real 3D began, was down in that country, you know. But that was so long ago you couldn't tell. But the memory of all of history, the true history, is there. Same as it is in that mountain in Romania. But we're connected with that history. Each one of us tuned in here and all of the human race to go with us. And let's slow down, stop racing, okay? Just saunter up to the finish line, and in perfect synchronicity, everybody steps across same time. It's a photo finish that they'll be studying forever and ever, trying to find one foot ahead of another, and they won't, not by a hair. We're that much synchronized already. We're just starting to find that out, baby, see? We're going there. Connecting them with our Red Rock Country is symbolic, metaphoric, of connecting with our heart, of releasing ourselves to feel. Because babies, you gotta face it, that most of the feelings we've had here have been kind of unreal. You're starting to know what real is when you allow yourself, well, for lack of better terminology, to deepen a bit in this feeling, to soften up, to start to glow. Yeah, that's how we get with the rock and roll. You see, and that's what gives you the lithe ability to rock through it, man, dancing the whole way, man, and have a great time with life. And do what the ancestors of the ages are saying, okay, baby, your turn. Do what they all been dreaming of forever. Bring it back to life here in this earth dynamic. Dissolve away the pain and all the illusionary bullshit that goes with it. And get our lives back together again. Show people what it is to be happy, because not many have known that here. You know, you listen to the giggle of a child, you might start to catch on a bit. You might start to hear that laughter inside of yourself, that same innocent laughter. That's just going goo goo gaga, and really doesn't need to understand where you've been and what you've been doing as a so-called adult presence. As you absorb into your child, your real heart, your full presence, well, the world around you does too, baby. That's how significant each of us are in this creation. It depends on us to live in it and to encourage it to create. Now you're starting to anticipate just a wee bit of what we're getting into here, baby. It's real, man. And it's the deal, but it's all in what you feel. So let that feeling grow. We give you a little more rock and roll medicine here on the Coyote Medicine Show, don't you know? Keep you expanding. Keep you in that glow. Pretty soon you'll outshine the sun, don't you know? Because it'll be right inside of your sweet little hide. Glow, 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 oh radiant one. Ain't you glad you turned into the Coyote Medicine Show? Is rock, is roll. It's medicine for your heart and soul. Tunage. It brings your heart back into being. That's the theme. Salute y'all. Get on over to thecoyoteclub.com and check out our offerings there, babies. Dream Central, the Papal Blessing. Oh, and over there on our sponsors page. Well, get on over there. We'll talk about that in a little while. These guys are kind of like starting to jump up and down on the stage and throw spitballs at me and stuff, so I guess I gotta let him play, okay? We love you in every way here at the Coyote Medicine Show, don't you know? Shining that sun to you, replicatingly so. From 9,000 feet high in the rock around sky, yeah, you got that crazy old guy with that gleam in his eye, his reflective eye. Grandpa Coyote, and a whole bunch of ancestral and angelic and otherwise friends, man, from all across his universal reality, and then some.